Welcome to the new Wabu Order podcast. Today I'm sitting here with a special person, my buddy Tim Steele.
Hey, what's going on, Wabu?
Well, if you don't know, this man is the top dog at ViBE 100. And what started you in radio?
Well, if I go way, way back, my mama said that my first words were a sentence, and she said I didn't shut up after that. So that's like the very beginning. But you know, I grew up in Southeast Texas. We had a lot of great R&B stations around there, a lot of personality-driven things. And you know, back in the day, your life was radio, especially in the black community, because that was how we would get messages about events that were going on. So that was sort of the very beginning of it. It's just wanting to be part of the community. I really didn't care about being on air per se. My first thing that I wanted to do was be a news anchor, you know, just deliver the news. And for whatever reason, if you're looking at TV and you see people who don't look like you, it just kind of discourages you a little bit.
Yes, sir. And that's important. You said, like, being young, that's how the information got out there to the people, through the radio. Do you feel like that's changing?
Yeah, that's changed a whole lot due to corporate ownership and things like that. And then, you know, with corporate ownership, you have people that downsize radio stations to where used to we would have a whole staff of maybe 15, 20 people, and that includes street team as well as folks that would be on overnight and people who would just, promotions people who just be out in the community on a regular basis. But now everything has gotten whittled down to there might be 3 or 4 people on the station, and then the ones that are there will get stretched thin. You know, you can't be everywhere at once, but then, you know, you have an obligation to be there too, because in our community, we kind of were baked in. That's kind of baked in for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And today, right now, we at the legendary Henry Street Festival.
Yes.
This is the
32nd one.
32nd Henry Street Festival, the tradition that's been going on forever. Being that you from out of town, how do you feel about this Henry Street Festival?
Well, you know, this is like, we were not present for the one that they had last year, right? So this is sort of coming back home for us, and it's been pretty warm because I kind of like the way that they've got things set up now, because it's like we can be more close to the audience, you know, be able to look and see the whites of people's eyes and communicate with them on a one-to-one basis. Probably the best thing about the Henry Street Festival for me is it gives me an opportunity to get out and see people that I talk to every day, and then they can walk up to me and they say, damn, I didn't know you was that ugly. You know, stuff like that, you know.
That's why you on the radio?
Well, they told me that's the reason why. They snatched the camera from in front of me, but you know, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah. So, how long you been in the Star City?
Oh wow, July made 7 years.
Oh, okay.
7 years. You know, you wake up and you say, 7 years and they hadn't run me out yet. I got here in 2015, and this is a funny story. I had decided, like maybe a couple of years before that, I'd already been in radio 20-something years and I was tired. And I said, I don't want to be in radio anymore. So I had the bright idea of going back to Texas and working in the prison system. And that changed everything in about 14 months, because I said, well, I'm going to either be dead or I'm going to be in here with y'all.
You right back at the radio.
Yeah, I ran back to the radio. They said Roanoke, Virginia. Say, have you heard of Roanoke? Yeah, Tony Atlas. Yeah, I heard of Roanoke.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend out here, Tony Atlas.
Yeah, most definitely. And then when I got here, it was kind of cool because, you know, there's some parts of the country that are still just very iffy, very segregated or whatever. And I know we have pockets of that in our own area. You know, that's just being completely honest.
Yes,
but, you know, it seems like there's more of a flow between the folks. You know, and the thing is we just all have work to do. And every generation has to set up the next generation. And we have to have the mindset of, I guess when we get to the point of where everything is the way we would think it is, then, you know, what more is there to do?
And as far as this festival, right, I think this year they really turned up the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they got SWV and Robin Thicke. Right now we here with the local artists. Tony Cam is up there right now, but They got. Why do you think that was important to bring, like, to step up their game?
Well, you know, traditionally they would bring in 4 artists, right? 3 or 4 artists, and there were more track shows than anything else, right? Talking to Kiana Marshall, you know, she's the overseer with everything. She was talking about the importance of having bands with the groups, you know, and how people want to see bands interact and perform and things like that. And, you know, when you get a whole band, you have to whittle some of your artists down. So, you know, we got SWV full band, we got Robin Thicke and his full band. Anybody who hasn't seen his performance yet, Robin stands all up on the piano and everything. So, you know, he does the thing.
Yes. And right now I'm gonna put this man on the spot.
Don't do it.
When are y'all gonna have me on ViBE? I need to be on ViBE.
Well, see, you keep asking me. This got to be the 2011th time, so I'm gonna wait till you get to 5011. But you know, we gotta work that out, man. Because I'm studying you, watching what you do, seeing how we can fold you into what we do too. Because you know, like sometimes you out there, and I gotta roll you back in, but I don't want to lose the essence of you doing that. Yeah. Trust me, like if you'd have seen me about 20 years ago, you was like, what in the hell was they thinking?
Yeah, I'm a little rough around the edges, but I'm gonna get it together.
You ain't rough around. Trust me, you look until you grab the bike at a concert and start cussing the people out. Then, not that I did nothing like that, you know. I've seen people, I heard of people who did stuff like that, but you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And let the people know where they can find you at.
All right. Well,
please don't send him no mixtapes.
No, you can send me mixtapes if you want to. You know why? Man. Entertainment. Oh, okay. I had one cat who sent me something, and you know, I don't ever want to discourage people from doing something that's in their heart, right? But be open to some criticism, and I'm not the person, you know, that's gonna just try to break you all the way down. If there's like a couple of things you could do, because sometimes the beat be hitting and the lyrics be hitting, but if you can't talk, you know, you got to be able to find somebody who will be able to do that. That's the whole concept of having ghostwriters and things like that, because, you know, I think the most money that you can make in this business is being a songwriter.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because that's where you get all your residual stuff. I know you wanted me to wrap this up, and I just took it in a whole nother direction. You know, we don't necessarily have to be performers on the stage to get the ends. You get the FaceTime, and there's a whole lot of people that'll tell you from the early days that got so much FaceTime on all of these TV shows and stuff that are still starving today. But, you know, songwriters, man, you know, every time somebody recuts a song, you just walk out there to the mailbox, get that check, and be perfectly all right with it.
Yes, sir. I tell people that all the time. That's where the real money is, behind the scenes.
Right.
And everybody can't be up there, but you can still be a part of the business.
Right.
If y'all get your business together, but you know, everybody want to be on the camera and stuff like that. Like you said, that's where you make the bulk of your money, writing songs, making beats, engineering.
Well, you know, case in point, this song that's playing in the background, Tennessee Whiskey, right? Chris Stapleton, he made it popular, but Chris Stapleton, for 10 years before he sang this song, was a songwriter in Nashville. So he already had his money. And then what's even funny, this is somebody else's song altogether. So, you know,
mostly all them old songs were stolen. I was seeing the story before I got here. It was about that, you know, that Lion King song, Amimo. Yeah. That was stolen by a South African artist.
Yep.
And his family is still fighting to this day to get some type of royalties.
Right, and you know, if you listen to enough music, somehow this is like a blessing and a curse to be in the business for so long and listen to so much music. You hear stuff in every song. That's why it's hard for me to listen to like a radio station for the entire day. I do listen to my radio station, don't get me twisted. But you know, it's hard to listen the entire day, because if I hear something new, it'll be one little nugget in there that'll be from something from way back in the day. And you know, and I had the parents that had like the component sets with all the albums in there. We were listening to music all the time, musicians in the family. So, you know, you just know, and everything is basically ripped off. I don't know. If you hear something original nowadays, you have to go to an event like this, and it's usually people who you've never heard of, people you'll never hear from again, and they'd have talent that's way off the charts when you consider the people who are making money now and can't sing, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I did just say they making money and can't sing, didn't I? Oh Lord, you got to edit all that out. I'm up in here, and I have not drank one thing. This is just the raw meat.
Oh, not yet. Not yet.
Oh no, I'm too crazy to drink, man. I gotta just come on out here and chill.
But let the people know where they can find you at. Okay. Your social medias, whatever.
All right, social media. You can find me Tim Steele, either Facebook. You can find it on Twitter too, even though I don't use Twitter because me and Twitter, we get into problems with people giving me their opinion, and it depends on how I get up that morning. Like, well, who is you talking to? Too ignorant. I've been barred from Twitter before, so well, I mean, that's another story. That's for the next interview. Also, YouTube page, just me being stupid. And you can look for all of that just searching.
Okay.
Actually, the name would be Shelton for the YouTube, SHELTON. So.
Okay, and hopefully we can get you in the studio and get a more intimate interview. And I appreciate you. And remember, if you eat well, you speak well, and the fight is fixed. Let's grow.